Department of Textile Technology, NIT Jalandhar. He has published nearly 150 research papers in national journals, international journals, and conferences. He is specialist in textile chemical processing. Also authored a book, Fundamental and Practice in Coloration of Textiles. His title for today he'll deliver on differential dyeing and finishing of fabric and apparel. So I request Chakravarti sir to proceed with his presentation. Over to you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Just a minute. Who one is knocking the door? Hello? Yes. Good afternoon to the participants. Myself, Jain Chakravarti. I am coming out with the. Be quick. क्या हुआ? अभी मेरा लेक्चर चल रहा है 4:30 बजे. हाँ. Now you are keeping in view the theme of the ATAL program. Now my topic is your title of the delivery: differential coloration and finishing of fabrics and garments. This is your yeah. I think you can see it. Hello, participants.
Yes, sir. Your slides are visible.
Because that confirms my connection, clear connection with you. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Now this clearly mentions that you're actually in the long run of the coloration and finishing. The problem has been that we are struck with the upset that all your this is called normal coloration processes like a single coloration of the fabric. If you try to dye a fabric in the dye bath, it will produce only a single color, which is not has been attractive anymore. Now on the first your slide of this you can see at the background, we require the garments and the fabrics of different colors on the same fabric. At the same time, it should be color and should be finished. So the time has come. We have to switch over to these things, not to remain stuck with the single coloration or single finishing of the fabrics. And that is the topic of this is called delivery. Now, prospect of this has come to the prospect of garment dyeing or apparel dyeing. A colored garment, let us inspect introduce into the system, because in the garment you may be familiar with the garment dyeing system, garment finishing system worldwide, but unfortunately, very much unfortunately, the main problem has been that most of the garment houses, they produce the finished fabric from the textile industry and they then go for the pattern making and the stitching and all other things to make the garment. But as the exact sense, the garment preparation of the garment from the gray fabric and its processing throughout, from starting from your singeing, desizing, whatever may be, covering, bleaching, that is not taking place except a very limited number of industries in the world. Mostly it is a finished fabric and then it is taken out. There are a lot of problems. Now, the garment can be produced in 3 ways. A garment can be processed. Coloration of finishing of fabric followed by its conversion to garment. This is the ancient process, basically fabric dyeing process. This is not a garment dyeing process. And this is mostly going on. Because in garment form, it is very much difficult to control the color on the fabric because the different parts of the garment have different thickness, like collars, cuffs, and all other things. Second method is pre-treated fabric is transformed into garment, followed by coloration as well as finishing. Then fabric is first pre-treated, changing, desizing, scouring, bleaching, whatever may be moisturization, all is done on the fabric. Their fabric is collected and converted to the garment, and then it is color or it is finished. Third method is garment is prepared directly from gray fabric, followed by its pre-treatment, coloration, and finishing. And this should be the right approach, this third method for garment dyeing sectors to reduce their cost. Because actually the textile industry who are processing the fabrics to sell it to the garment sectors, they are eating the main percentage of the profit. So little remains in the hand of the garment manufacturers. So this third method is to be followed for the garment manufacturers in the world. The last two are commonly referred as garment dyeing, but mostly the third one, this third one is the should be actual method of garment coloration and finishing and followed by the garment houses. Now, let us inspect also garments made of finished fabrics, the fabric dyeing approach. If we follow that, then what are the prospects of that? Textile fabrics are pre-treated, followed by dyeing, printing, finishing. garments apparels are manufactured from this color and finished fabrics. To develop effective finishing performance, finished fabrics are not pre-treated, rather converted to garments, followed by curing, steaming, aging, that is crease resist finish. I don't know whether you have the idea or not. You see, there are certain finishes. For example, let me go out. This is called crease resist finish. This crease resist finish that has 4 names for your information, 4 or 5 names, but not are synonyms. And at this stage, I want to aware you with the situation. There is no exact synonym in the world. All words were developed, terminology is developed to indicate a special situation or to name a specific material. It is not like that some are synonyms, never. This crease resist finish equally, they have 4 names: anti-crease finish, crease resist finish, durable press finish, and wash and wear finish. These are the 4 basic finishes that term crease resist finish, but all are not same. All are not same. Anti-crease and crease resist finish are more or less same. But if you go for this is called a durable press finish, that is not the case, because you see, after application of anti-crease finish, if you purchase a garment from the market, because the garment manufacturers are purchasing the finished fabric from the industry, they are converting into garments. Okay, and then they are selling it. But if it is a crease resist finish, then after washing the garment, after some use, there will be no crease formation. We have already applied the anti-crease finish or crease resist finish. So in that sense, this is not the case, because what the garment, if you apply crease resist finish, means after conversion to garments, what the garment houses do actually purchase the finished fabric, then they want to convert it to garments, then they have to make the plates at different locations of the garment. Plates, this portion, the here, there should be some line marks. But if anti-crease finish have been applied to the fabric before garment conversion to garment, and that has been cured, so in that case, you cannot form any crease mark on the fabric or any plating mark on the fabric. It is not possible. So the new terminology has been come up: durable press finish. Durable means the fabric is treated with the anti-crease chemical, then that is dried, not cured, then that is dried, sent connection is lost? No. Hello? Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I am getting here an indication that the line has been lost, internal connectivity has been lost. Okay.
Yes, sir. The connection was lost.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
So here, that means garment houses, what they do, they just treated during finishing, the fabrics are treated, not cured. They procured it, convert it to garment, then they finish it after making the plating marks. So terminologies are not same. That is called the durable press finish, what is applied by the garment houses. What is applied by the textile process houses, those are called anti-crease finish or crease resist finish. Wash and wear is something different. That is wash and wear it, simply. So the plating marks is not going to disappear after washing. The technique of garment manufacturing is practically followed in most of the garment houses across the globe because of several advantages associated with this. Now, these advantages: multicolored effects can be produced with these. Unleveled shade formation on directly dyed garment can be avoided, thus saving inventories used in the manufacturing the garment, because the garment house is a very smaller one with respect to a textile processing industry. So inventory is very less, and so your starting cost is very less. Dyed and finished fabric can be procured from dye houses, thus drastically reducing financial and lead time to start with. This is possible because if you are producing the garment, you are processing everything, then it takes a long time in the supply chain. That you can reduce the time because the fabric is coming from some other organization. Selection of design and color effects can be manipulated manifold. In that case, what you can do, you can cut different pieces of the fabric of different colors and different textures to stitch it at different locations to make a fancy fabric, which is not possible so easily if you convert a simple fabric to a garment and then process. Durable press finish can be imparted with ease. No shrinkage is garment stage. This is the most important part. If we take the finished fabric from the textile, it is not no shrinkage. Little bit, very minimum shrinkage, because already shrinkage takes place during desizing, all weight treatment processes, desizing, scouring, bleaching, moisturization, dyeing, all these processes. So in garment stage, shrinkage will be less. But if you stitch the garment from the gray fabric, if you want to process it, then if you want to market it, finally there may be some sort of shrinkage in the fabric, and shrinkage may be differential. Differential means in this way, you reach that should maybe something different. In the wood side, there may be some different depending on the pieces you have joined. Fabric pieces made of various classes of fibers can be composed of fancy effect. White cotton lining inside membrane fiber fabrics can be used effectively. So before the differential effects, which is most interesting, know the basic things. Now, garment made of finished fabric problems. Substantial loss of diet and finished fabric leading pattern is well known. With patterns are not square or rectangular. They are different sizes depending on the body. So during making these patterns, a part of the fabric is going to be lost. We have to lose a part of the fabric, which has been dyed, bleached, scoured, everything. The cost is going to the
Hello.
dustbin.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, sir. Your voice is breaking in between.
My voice is
Breaking in between. I think there is a connection problem.
How? Because this is a connection okay. What I am seeing in the the connection okay. Just a minute.
Yes, sir. Check the connection.
Textile connection is okay. I don't know. I can do it from my mobile, but in that case, I have to switch off the video. Should I do it?
Sir, how? Sir, your voice is not audible.
Why?
Hello.
Why?
Sir, I think there is a connection problem.
But connection area is showing very much. Seminar connected. Secured. Problem from the seminar hall maybe.
Okay, sir. So you continue then.
If you want, I can connect with my mobile, but video will not be there. Only presentation will be there.
Okay. No, sir. You start. I'll check from another source.
Another few minutes you see it, another few minutes you see it. Then you tell me that I will do the needful. Okay.
Okay.
Garment made of finished fabric, substantial loss of diet and finished fabric leading pattern making. Dyeing of string thread with matching color of garment may not be time bound based on the backfill of processed fabric from the lead time for marketing. Now the process is dyeing and technology. This is not dyeing technology I am talking about. Dyeing is a process, and the technology is the process, the procedure we follow for the dyeing. A monocolor effect, which is generally developed through conventional dyeing, does not attract buyers' attention. This necessitates the development of special dyeing technology for developing color effect. It is to be kept in mind that specific technology is to be followed based on the class of dye applied to develop the special effects on yarn, fabric, and garments. That means, across when I go for the differential dyeing effects, then we have to keep in mind if you have a direct dye, if you have like hair dye, reactive dye, this is called sulfur dye, or any other dye, disper dye or polyester, we have to follow the special technology of dyeing, which will not be discussed there. So this is basic things. I will only talk about the color. I will not talk about the this is called whatever is called this technology there. This is common. No special effect in fabric dyeing. You see, this is through foam dyeing, but it is not so simple. It is not so simple. We have to burst the foam. What is done in foam dyeing? Basically, a foam is prepared, generated after generating a solution in a foam, your foam machine, and then after that, what is done? The fabric is passed through that. So this is the most crucial stage. When the fabric will pass through that, then some of the foams will burst on the surface of the fabric, giving you one sort of unlevel line. if you can control the concentration of the foam liquor, you see, foam stability is the utmost important. Your utmost importance to prepare to develop this your design on the fabric. It should have lesser. Oh Bhagwan. Hello. 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 So then your what you have to do, you have to reduce the lesser the concentration of the foam of dye, lesser of the concentration of the dye in the foam, the better will be the stability of the foam. That means we have to make the foams of certain given circular diameter, some diameter, having specific diameter. And when we are passing the fabric through the foam, we have to take into consideration that the foams will not burst automatically. We have to collapse it. So this is the technique to prepare this foam dyeing technique. But generally, foam dyeing is done for light shades in the industries or some haphazard shades. You can say some unleveled shades. 100% your even shades cannot be developed. But using this foam dyeing, manipulating this foam dyeing technology, we can produce these designing effects on the fabric. Now the next one, this is, you see, progressive lighter effect. This is on fabric, not garment. I will come to garment afterwards. Because garment is more complicated material. Progressive lighter effect. Progressive lighter effect means if we are following a padding process, then by changing the padding parameters, we can change it. For example, this one, how this is done, that you adjust the pressure, suppose at 1 kg per centimeter square in the padding mangle. If you start padding, then what will be happening? And you stop your incoming of the air, compressed air to the padding mangle. You stop it. Just to keep the machine on, adjust your pressure at certain point, and start padding. Initially, with progress of time, what will happen? The pressure will be lost. That pressure will be reduced slowly to some other limit, a lower limit. What will happen? Or pressure will be increased. If you go on the first one, this is for increasing. This is for increasing. Initially, for more pressure, dye solution will be squeezed out more. And if you are reducing the pressure, then slowly there will be deeper shade. This is the deeper shade, and this is the opposite to that. Initially, there is less pressure. After all, there is more pressure. That means squeezing is more. So that if you change the squeezing slowly, you will be getting one side is darker, and slowly the darkness is getting reduced with falling pressure to the other side of the fabric or the length of the fabric. This is length of the fabric. This is possible. Or this is more beneficial to pad the fabric in pieces. Suppose 2 meters of fabric is required for your garment. Then you take the 2 meters of fabric and pad it width-wise, not length-wise, width-wise. So one side will be deeper, and slowly with falling pressure, increasing pressure, this will be lighter due to squeezing of more dye solution. This is just opposite to that. This is the upper roller in the padding mangle. Upper roller, that one side, you can say left hand side, that has a more gap with the padding mangle, lower roller, and this side has a more accurately touching the actual ground roller. So this progressive lighter effects at different points of the fabric, from starting to the ending of the fabric, or the starting to the end of the fabric, the deeper shade, whatever you want, you can do it. This is one type of fabric. This fabric is very popular. We have come across the different garments where one side is very deeper and another side is very lighter. So this is the process of that. Of course, if it is a garment, there is another process available. This is called ombre dyeing. But here, this is by means of padding pressure. Now the next is spot dyeing. I don't know whether you can see or not the spot dyeing. This is a spot dyeing effect. This spot dyeing is nothing. You take dye solutions of different colors, of course, from the same class. If it is reactive, it is reactive. It is VAT, it is VAT. So you have to follow a dyeing technology to fix the color on the fabric. In that case, you take colors of different hues. Hues means red, blue, green, orange, whatever it may be, and spray on the fabric at lesser DPI, dots per inch. So what is this is one type of, you can say, you can do it through inkjet printing of the fabric also. So then you will be getting the drops at different points of the fabric, depends on your this is called accuracy of throwing the dots on the fabric. So this is called spot dyeing. The next one, reserve, cross and shadow dyeing effects. This maybe you know. Reserve shade means these shades are possible basically on the blended fabrics. Suppose a polyester cotton blend, which is most popular fabric. So in that case, what happens? This is the reserve shade. That means if it is a 50-50 blend, for example, let us say, and we are polyester should be to be dyed at 130 degrees centigrade with disperse dye. In that case, we should let us omit the disperse dyeing technology. Let us dye the only cotton part. Then what will happen? The cotton part will be dyed with a blue color. For example, we are applying a blue color and we will be getting white spots for the polyester part which has been reserved in the blend. That means which has not been dyed. This is called a reserve shade. This is very much possible, very simply possible, and available also in the market, but to a very lesser extent. Very lesser extent. Now, this whiteness and blueness of the fabric, these dots, those can be changed by changing the blend ratio of the fabric. It may be a cotton 50% polyester 60%. It may be a cotton 33% polyester 67%. It may be cotton 20% polyester 80%. So depending on the blend and dyeing, selecting a particular part, either polyester or cotton, we can go for dyeing of the fabric to develop a reserve shade. This is called reserve shade. Now a cross shade. A cross shade means here both the components are dyed with contrasting colors. Contrasting means two opposite colors. For example, again polyester cotton blend. So let us dye the cotton with a green shade. With a green shade. And after that, if you take it for your disperse dyeing, for dyeing of polyester with red color, you will be getting this effect, a cross shade. It's called a cross shade. And this cross shade, will be not like exactly this. This will be here, like two colors combination here randomly. And that will depend on the blending of the fiber in the blow room during yarn preparation. But here, if you can position the yarns accordingly in a particular way, that like color and weave effect in the textile grammar and design, weaving effect, then you can get also this effect. Another is shadow effect. You see very attractive effect, shadow effect. Here, both the polyester and cotton components are there. So what we can do it. I am taking, for example, polyester cotton blend. That is the most versatile blend. But we can go for other blends, nylon, cotton, nylon, wool, polyester, your wool, or whatever you want, cotton, wool, nylon, wool, silk, whatever maybe, we can do it. So then what will be done? Here, if you want to develop a brown shade, for example, on the polyester, and leave the cotton part. No, don't leave the cotton part. Dye the cotton part with a lighter same shade, same hue. A lighter shade with the same hue. Then we'll be getting some shadows of the actual color at certain part of the fabric. This is called shadow dyeing effect. You can see that it is not a level shade. It is not a cross shade. It is not a reserve shade. It is something different. At some points there is a deeper color. At some point there is a lighter color. That is a mixture of that. Now, oven color effect. We have come across these effects by mixing the color yarns in the textile design and grammar. We have learned it in the 4th or 5th semester of BTech. But here, what we can do, I am not taking that point of view. What I am taking, during weaving, you mix up this is called ends and peaks of polyester and cotton, for example. The fabric is whiter, so take white your polyester threads, white cotton threads, then you mix it up in the right way, like that is called oven effect, to produce oven effect, to maintain the order of the interlacement of the yarns, and then you dye two different parts. In these parts, in this case, suppose this is the cotton part I have left undyed, and polyester part has been dyed. You will be getting a twill of the green color on a white color fabric, or a diamond of red color on a white color fabric. Or alternately, you can dye with two shades. One shade. This is called crow's foot design, you know. But this is not this is called color and weave effect. This is through dyeing. Only yarns we have placed in the fabric. Different types of yarns. And then you can get this shade. You can make it more attractive by selecting, for example, I am talking about polyester and cotton, but you can do some other very interesting thing, which I have not shown here. It is not possible. What is that? You take, suppose for one part you take scour cotton, another part you take mercerized cotton. The mercerized cotton will pick up more color, 20 to 30%, and your scour cotton will pick up less color, 30% less color. So in this color, you will be getting a green effect on a light green ground. So this is also possible. So mixing different types of yarns at regular intervals, the desired intervals, and if you dye it with suitable colors in single bath or in different baths, you can develop different color effects on the fabric. Now this is through local pre-treatment of cotton. This is very simple. This is very simple. The design will be as per your requirement. I have shown here with circles. My voice is clear or not? Hello?
Yes, sir, your voice is clear.
Clear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Differential color effect through local pre-treatment of cotton. This is very simple. Design you can change. Design you can change. What is to be done actually? Here you prepare a dye solution, suppose of green color, and keep it at your disposal. Now you pass a fabric through a printing roller or printing your screen printing machine and pass any OH solution of different concentration. You take different screens. Actually, screen printing is used for dyeing of the fabric, for printing of the fabric. Am I right? For printing of the fabric with different colors. So here also you pass any solution through different screens, at different concentrations, at different parts of the fabric, and now take the dry the fabric and pass it through a dye solution. Now the designing where the depending on the NaOH application, the design of NaOH application by the screen, the designs will appear on the fabric with different intensities. The higher the NaOH concentration, the deeper is the shade. The lighter the NaOH concentration, the lesser is the depth of the color. You can get a multicolor effect on the same fabric of same color, hue is same. It may be orange, yellow, red, whatever it may be, but the intensity of the color will be very much different. So this is differential color effect through local pre-treatment. I am talking about pre-treatment. The next one, if you have any question, you can ask by that time only, because it is a huge presentation, so it will be difficult to come back. Now, the next one is your garment dyeing. So garment dyeing is very typically complicated thing, very complicated thing. Because garment has different parts. Some parts are thicker, coarser, some parts are very lighter. So that means the dye applied to different parts of the garment is obviously different. So we have to take care of these things. So garment depend on the age limit of a person, age limit, and also season, also the use. I will come to all the things before moving to the differential garment dyeing effects. I have to talk about a lot of technologies here. Garment dyeing refers to coloration of sewn garment. Cutting and stitching are performed either in gray stage or after pre-treatment of the fabric. Advantages of garment dyeing. Garment dyeing has proliferated itself in the present scenario because of its superior multifoldability, flexibility towards fast-changing market trends, reduced cost of production, better aesthetic properties, reduced inventory. Already some of things I have discussed. Augmentation of easy monitoring techniques, replacement of stocks with newer trend and fashion, reduced level stock of holding, reduction in processing lead time by almost 33%. As coloration is introduced late in the apparel process chain, short pipeline. These are the very few advantages of the garment dyeing. Now, others are reduced loss of dyed fabric waste through computer integrated manufacturing. That means computer-based pattern making system. Lower energy, waste, water and labor costs, definitely. Less capital investment, fancy effect with ease, ability to produce smaller batches with ease, production of uniformly dyed garments with no variation in shade, comparatively less rejection, locating effects at specific point of garment. If you want, you can do it. Emerging additional feature of international barcoding. These are the things that is the advantages associated with the processing of garments. Now, most important problem is that in garment, the color selection is very crucial because a particular color is not suitable for all. So before going to the designing of the garments, actually practically, we have to know a lot of data. Garments are manufactured and colored for different purposes and for wearers of different age groups. Selection of color is crucial to achieve the prominence of color effect for any given purpose. Okay. This necessitates idea of wearer and end use of the garment. Then we have to know the end use of the garment, we have to know the wearer status, then only we can go for dyeing of a garment or coloration of differential coloring of a garment. So classification of garments based on wearers. This is kids wear, women's wear, and men's wear. Now, this is based on use. Another classification: casual wear or leisure wear, day wear, night wear, party wear, uniforms, high fashion wear, and swim wear. Basically, these things. Others are also available. Summer space wears are also available for information. Casual wear, because we have to know all these different types of your wears of the garments, use of the garments, because the color should be designing should be based on those things, based on the end use of the garment. Garment designed for informal occasions are termed as casuals. They are t-shirts, knitted garments, etc. Knitted fabrics respond to more freedom of movement than your woven fabrics and are ideal for casual wear. It gives pleasing appearance, loose elastic structure, comfort, and softness. These garments can be dyed with pleasing and medium colors. Medium colors means medium shades. Medium shades means 1 to 3%. This is called medium shade, basically. Colors, those do not look attractive and leads the person act psychologically casual. So this is the characteristics of a casual wear. When you have to dye, we have to keep in mind the color, selection of color, and the selection of the shade on the garment. Now, day wear. The fabrics selected to wear as daytime wear are cotton, gabardine, and shell cloth during summer season. Double knit velveting and corduroys are selected during winter season. Medium and dark shades can be used in day wear due to exposure to open climate during the daytime. The medium and dark shades show improved light fastness. Night wears. While selecting the garment for night wear, you should not an accessories, mind it, because most of the dyeing processes they use the different harmful chemicals like sodium carbonate, sodium hydroxide for reactive dyeing, sodium hydrosulfide for VAT dyeing, sodium sulfide for sulfur dyeing, and in a commercial situation, it is not possible to remove all the chemicals in 1 or 2 washes. So domestic your wash makes very crucial role here. So we have to before marketing the garment, we have to keep the harmful ingredients out of the garment. Therefore, mild or light shades are mostly preferred because for mild and light shades, less chemicals have to be applied for fixation. So only mild and light shades for night wears, as light shades retain less harmful ingredients as compared to dark shades. Now the party wear. Industries focus on manufacturing luxurious garments for children in various styles and prevailing trends. These are also called as special occasion garment. Fabrics like velvet, denim, satin, etc. are used in party wears with different styles. Party wears can be tried with double color effects with a choice of attractive colors. I think I should escape these things because this initial guidelines are very much you can say typical. Anyway, I will leave it now. As uniforms are worn repeatedly, colors conforming bright shades with good color fastness should be selected. This is one of the very important for the uniforms, like school dresses. For information, for school dresses, mostly VAT dyes are used, or some other dyes, not normal reactive dyes, sulfur dyes. These are never used for making of uniforms from the school schoolgoers. Dark shades with better color fastness are mostly preferred. We have seen all school dresses are mostly dark colors. VAT and sulfur dyes for cotton uniforms. 1:2 metacomplex dye for nylon wool silk blend. And very importantly, cyan colors are used for cotton garments, uniforms, because those are very less costlier, but colors are very much fast. So, selection of color and class of color, the depth of the color, and you can see the name of the hue. Those are very much selective, very much to market a garment for the particular end use. So I am escaping this part because this part will take more and more time if I go to the basic classifications. Okay, features of infant garments, features of toddlers garments, features of children garments, choice of garments for kids, choice of garments for kids. This is men's and women's wear, those things. So we have to go for size, age group, economic status, season. Yes, the design depends on the season also. So let us escape those things. And mass coloration of garments, this I will also escape because you all know mostly about the 3 machines used. You know about 2 machines basically, not the 3rd machine. The paddle dyeing machine, this is the mostly available everywhere in the garment dye sections. This is manually operated, where the liquor is fixed and garment is agitated. These are single color. These are single color dyeing. Okay, because garments are popular in single colors also. So this paddle dyeing machine is used for that. But for higher production and more accurate dyeing, rotary drum dyeing machine is used, where the fabric moves through in the stationary liquor. But third machine is rarely available in India, toroid dyeing machine. Here the fabric also moves and liquor gets circulated. This is more accurate garment dyeing machines. So this is the part, but I will escape these parts, which I will go for differential dyeing of garments basically. Now the paddle dyeing machine, here the parameters. Paddle dyeing machine, the look of the paddle dyeing machine. This is available in home science or in diploma colleges also. Rotary drum machine, this is the rotary drum machine, or peg toroid dyeing machine. This is the peg toroid dyeing machine. So let me escape. Now, my main part I have reached now, differential coloration of garments. Because if I go for delivery of dyeing and finishing, it will take 4 to 5 hours. It is not possible. So I have to escape some of the parts here. Now, differential coloration of garments. Now, the design is mostly popular. You know, maybe some of the things. The mostly preferred designs are air dye, snow dyeing, space dyeing, deep and loop dyeing, shade to shade dyeing, ombre dyeing, tie and dye, tulip dye and dye method, resist dyeing, batik dyeing, surface dyeing, and local dyeing. Out of these, a few of these dyeing methodologies are available in the home dyeing section and diploma colleges like your this is called deep or loop dyeing, and this is called tie and dye. Tulip dye and tie are not available in these things. These are very tough, very tough. The register is also available, but accuracy is very less. Anyway, let us discuss all these dyeing, 12 dyeing techniques for production of multicolor your effect on a garment. The air dye process. This is the air dyeing process. This resembles the process of sublimation transfer printing. If you know the sublimation transfer printing, in which your paper is printed with a disper dye, which can sublime at 180 to 210 degrees centigrade, applied on the fabric. Fabric is printed, the paper is printed. I am talking about the transfer printing method. The paper is taken, the paper is printed, and then after printing of the paper with the dye, which can sublime at 180 to 210 degrees centigrade, that is placed on the fabric and passed through a few guide rollers, which are kept at high temperature, 180 to 210 degrees centigrade, and high pressure, such that the design can get transferred to the fabric. This is something like that, but the process is not same. Something is like that. What is done actually? There is a hollow rollers available in the machine, hollow perforated rollers. Okay, the rollers, perforation of the rollers, that based on the design, mind it. The stainless steel hollow rollers, those are rotated, those have perforations, and perforations are based on the designs. For changing the design, you have to change the central roller. What is done actually? The disper dye, sublimable disper dye. This process is mostly suitable for the polyester, and this causes no environmental pollution. So this is very popular. In this is called central drum, central perforated drum. You place the dye in it. The perforated drum has the perforations are based on designs. Now place the garments over that. Slowly rotate. Heat up the roller. Dye at 180 degrees centigrade will be sublimed off. Pass through the perforated areas, and the wrapped up the garments will be dyed where the dye will be coming through the perforations. So that means the design you can develop, that will depend on the perforation design perforations on the hot roller, metal roller. Okay, these are used for athletics t-shirts, logos on athletic t-shirts and sportswear using CBS dye. This CBS dye is nothing. This was dye which can sublime off at 180 to 210 degrees centigrade and pass through the perforations of the drum using hot air. So this is called air dye process. Now you can change the color, different colors, and I have given you one shade that is available in the market, but you can develop multicolor designs on that. Now the next one, after air dye process, this is snow dyeing. Let me show you the snow dyeing effect first. These are the snow dyeing processes. I have shown you here 3, but these may be infinite in numbers. Infinite. I'll come out. Let me go to the process. How it is to be developed, the snow dyeing process. Cotton fabrics are locally dyed with reactive dyes to achieve fantastic dyeing and print look effects. But this first line is not to be taken. Use the second line. Well treated and dry garment, white fabric. This is white fabric. Well treated and dry garment is soaked in one solution of soda ash, 30 to 40 grams per liter, for 30 minutes. That means prepare a Na2CO3 solution and treat the garment, white garment in that solution for 30 minutes. Then you take it out and slowly squeeze out the excess color, excess water. A white garment itself. What is done? Then you take the garment and spread it on a container. Container means on a plate, for example, on a plate. After placing on the plate, you fold the garment as you want, as the design is required. For example, if you want, you can take a white, if you can see me, you can take a white fabric also. So place on the plate very simply, and then now you crush the ice. I make the ice crystals, small ice crystals, and then you spread on the fabric, and on that you apply cold brand reactive dyes or different colors depending on the design that you want. These are all manual dyeing processes. Manually you have to control. No machines are there. So after spreading the fabric on a particular plate, then you cover it with snow your particles, ice particles, and then you apply the dye on it. After that, you cover it with a polyethylene sheet. Cover the polyethylene sheet, that the fabric will not be dried out with time. But the ice will melt at a very with more time, taking more time. So then after 24 hours, you take it out, everything, and take out the fabric and wash it cold water, hot wash, soaping, whatever you done. Finally go with dye fixing agents. Finally go for your, this is called dye fixing agents. Now you will be getting these shades. How this was produced? This is the second one. In the second one case, what has been done? This has been done. This with the fabric. This first one. In the first one, you have taken it. You have folded the fabric. You see like this. You have folded the fabric. Then you have tightened these points, like taking the help of tie and dye. You see the lines here available. You see the lines here available. The lines, particular lines here available. So for that line, you have to tie it at different points. You tie it in different points. Then you apply the dye, ice and dye on it. Finally open out after 24 hours. You will be getting this effect on the garment. It can be done on the fabric also. And in this case, this is something different. Here, what has been done? The fabric has been folded from the center. Like this one, then this one, you see, like this one, like this. If you fold it, completely fold it, then you keep it in the container, add the ice and color, then at the end of dyeing, you open it. You'll be getting this one. This is this third one, that is random folding of the fabric. So depending on the folding of the fabric or control over the fabric, different designs can be produced. But one thing, it is very difficult to exactly reproduce the design. Exactly reproduce. There may be some sort of variation. It's called snow dyeing with the help of snow. Next one is space dyeing. The space dyeing is that, let us go for the space dyeing machine. Then we will define the space dyeing. Anyway, space dyeing effect is developed by multiple injections of dye solutions at different hues from different sides of a consolidated garment by out-in technique. Out means from the outside of the machine to inside. By injecting dye solution from outside the garment to inside when excess liquor passes out through the garment and then through a perforated stainless steel container. Now, modern technique is carried out prior to dyeing to fix the color. So the fabric is to be treated. The fabric, garment of fabric is to be space dyed. That is to be treated with some metal salts. For example, metal salts. And far better if you select a metal salt which can work with different colors to produce different hues, red, orange, blue, with same color. So what you mix up the colors, mix up the metal salts also, if that is possible. So what is done? The garments are pre-treated and placed on this perforated central roller. This is here. This is the thing. This is the space dyeing machine. This is the space dyeing machine. And the main part is, control part is this, the central perforated roller. The garments are wrapped up on the central perforated roller. Now two covers here. This is your one, another cover that is pressed on the garment and colored from different supply pipes. You see supply pipes are available, fitted. And here the nozzles are here on the inner side of these covers, that is tightly fixed, and color is passed at different locations of the garment. So a garment will be now multiple, will be colored with different colors. Different colors. I am showing you only one color which has been available to me, but it is possible with different colors. This is for laser wear application for light shades, but with different colors we can go for dyeing with multiple colors through using space dyeing machine. Now deep or loop dyeing, I think you have the good idea about that, but we have certain controls. We can control these things to get a better effect. Now in the deep dyeing, this is very simply dipping. The deep dyeing means dipping the fabric garment inside the solution. So take a garment, take a white garment, prepare a blue, suppose sulfur dye bar, bad dye bar, dip the garment, white garment. It should be a dry. You see, for the dipping purpose, you should have to use a dry garment because there will be some spreading of the color. There will be no marking line in between the white part of the garment and the dyed part of the garment. Some color will be spreaded beyond the dyeing line. So dip only this part in the dye bath. Only this part. Dip the garment like this. So some will be spread out. You will be getting this effect. If you want to get a fine line, there should be fine line here. Then you tie this part tightly. Tie this part tightly and dip in the bath. And then open it. You will be getting a sharp line here. Okay. Now, however, if you want to go for a loop dyeing, you see the loop dyeing. This is deep dyeing. This is loop dyeing. What is done? Loop dyeing is form a loop and then dip the both sides in two different baths or two different colors, leaving the in-between part, which will remain as white. So this is called loop dyeing technique. If you want to prepare this garment instead of from fabric, dyed fabric, it is never possible. It is never possible. Now the shade to shade dyeing. In the shade to shade dyeing, it may be some of the things will be known to you. Shade to shade dyeing, this is very simple. Suppose this is a white pant, prepare a blue dye bath. You are dipping a part of the up to this. You are dipping a part of the garment in the solution for keeping it for 15 minutes. So more dye is available in the bath. Then you are dyeing. This part will be dyed with a deeper shade. After some time, push the garment little bit more. Push little bit more part inside the bath. So this when the dye concentration has got reduced. So this will be dyed with a lighter shade. After some time, you push in another part of the garment. This will be dyed with a further lighter shade because with progress of time, there will be fall in concentration of the dye solution because that has been accepted by the part of the garment. So you will be getting progressively lighter shade with a mark in between. So this is called shade to shade dyeing. One shade, second shade, third shade, fourth shade. So there are 4 shades are available. So this may be you can dye the whole of the garment like this. This is called shade to shade dyeing. Now I think this is very popular in this diploma and your home science areas, not in pure textiles. This is called ombre dyeing. This ombre dyeing is that this is one type of deep dyeing process, very deep dyeing process, but to be controlled properly with utmost care. Ombre dyeing is another example of shade to shade dyeing. The leading part of the apparels are dyed in a bath for specific time, during which most of the dye molecules occupy the surface of the apparel. At the same time, effective concentration of dye in the bath decreases substantially. Pushing the earlier dyed part more inside the bath causes a fresh part to enter into the bath. Here, what we have to do in the let me go out of the deep dyeing. Here there is you see you have dipped it, so there is a spread of color. But here there is a spread of color. In the next slide, you see the shade to shade dyeing. There is a line available here. But in ombre dyeing is different, means there is no line mark available. So you very slowly push the garment inside the bath. Go on pushing the garment. For example, 1 millimeter, a fraction of millimeters per second, or you can say 2 to 1 to millimeters per minute. So you go for feeding the fabric garment in the bath continuously to avoid any development of any line here. So this is called fantastic ombre dyeing technology. The next one is your tie and dye. You all know tie and dye. The tie and dye we know very much, and this third one is the popular tie and dye method. Tie and dye effect available by tying at different points and then dyeing. Tying means it will be tying. It will be covering with polyethylene sheets or polyester sheets at different points. by blocking some parts to get dyed. This is a simple for yarn. But if you make a loop, make a fabric loop, you can and open it, you'll be getting this type of effect, maybe this type of effect. If you control it, this will be this effect, very much this effect. Okay, where there will be folds, the folds will be like this white marks are the folds of the garment tightly folded, so those had not been dyed. I think I should not say about this tie and dye. But the another part is that most important part is that tulip dye. This is not available in so much in India. So not available means the technology is very much available in the Indonesia, which are the brand ambassador of this fabric, and they market it worldwide. Such accuracies are not available in India. Now this tulip dye, what is done actually, uses the whirling action here, whirling design here. You see the fabric to be taken, that you spread it on a table, and then you see that push keep your tips, fingertips on the center part of the fabric, and slowly go on folding it. You see it, make a fold the garment accordingly, fabric or garment, whatever you want, both are possible. You fold it accordingly. And after folding it, this called roll it and tie it. These are the tying points. These are the tying points. This one, this one, this one, this one. These are the tying points actually. You tie the garment, tie the bundle at location points. Now after that, you apply color manually at different points of the fabric as per your requirement. Different points of the bundle of the fabric. So if you open it, depending on your accuracy, you will be getting a specific design. This is called tulip dyeing design. This is the design for that. Now next one is the resist dyeing. In this resist dyeing process, this is very much well known. The fabric may be covered with this is called molten wax or paraffins. It is possible, and then you crack it and dye it. The cracked portions will be dyed. After that, you make another crack, dye it. It will be dyed. But keep it in mind, the dyeing should be done in a cold dye bath, which mostly your cold brand reactive dyes, for example. Otherwise, if you heat it up, the ice will be melted, the wax will be melted, or paraffin will be melted, and ultimately the designs will be haphazard. So you have to keep it in mind. It can be done with printing also, or with discharge printing also. Dyeing may be out after some, dyeing may be taken out after some fast dyeing cycle, leaving white and another color effect, or maybe redyed by removing the protections and tying at other points to develop multicolor effect. This is very well known. Now batik dyeing, these things are batik dyeing is very simple. Now you see the batik dyeing. These are also not the property, not the, this is called the patents of Indians. These are patents of the again Indonesia. Here, what is done actually? You see the process. Thin wax lines, spots or designs are made with a presenting tool. With a Bhagwan. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. हाँ बताइए. लेक्चर चल रहा है, बताइए जल्दी. मैं समझ गया, मेरा लेक्चर चल रहा है, बताइए. मैं 4:30 आई विल बी फ्री एट 4:30. थैंक यू. हाँ, thin wax line spots or designs are made with a presenting tool with a tiny copper cup. A copper cup is there. You are keeping it there, wax, molten wax, and with like a pen, presenting tool like a pen. You are writing on the fabric, or where the fine line is to be created, you are doing it on a pen with a molten wax. You are blocking some points. Okay. Other methods of applying wax to the fabric include pouring the liquid wax, painting the wax with a brush, and putting hot wax into pre-carved wooden or copper block called a cup or teaser, and stamping the fabric. After the last dyeing, the fabric is hung up and dry. Then this is dipped either in solvent or boiling water and scraped or ironed between paper towels or newspapers to absorb the wax and reveal the deep, rich colors and the fine crinkle lines. That gives batik character. You see how fantastic these characters. We can't imagine this is possible through dyeing. Even this is impossible through a printing method. However, though this is possible, this is not so much easily possible even with a screen printing machine also, because so many screens will be required depending on the class, depending on the dye type of depending on the hue of the colors, orange, blue, white, green, whatever may be, and you have to superimpose the screens in such a way that design will be rightly produced. Very tough job with printing, but in batik dyeing, by means of tinting tool, this can be done very easily. Now surface dyeing. This effect is produced by discharging or decolorizing selected areas with the help of discharging chemicals on dyed garments. The colored garment is spread over a table. Yeah, this surface dyeing is very interesting technology. The colored garment is spread over a table and covered with tree leaves, hard paper designs, or other design material at the desired locations. Let me tell you here directly. You take a dyed fabric where the color is dischargeable. The color can be discharged. For example, insoluble azic colors, natural colors can be mostly discharged. Some VAT colors can be discharged also. Some few of the VAT colors of the lower class, that's the IK class, or some of the reactive dyes are not discharged. You may do it with silver. This is called sulfur colors, which are mostly dischargeable. So you, for example, forget this design. Take a fabric dyed with this brown color. On this, you put the leaves of a tree, and then you inject from the top. You spray sodium hypochlorite solution, NaOCl, or sodium hydrosulfide hydroxide solution. When these portions where will be faded out, okay, the color will be discharged, and only where the leaves were there, the color will not pass through that. So this effect will be produced from the fabric itself. So this is like this. This is what? This is a black dyed fabric, and what we have done, we have taken perforated papers with hallmarks on that, punch papers. You have placed on the fabric. You have applied NaOCl or Na2H2O solution. Okay, so you will be getting where the holes are there, the color has been discharged. You see on the paper. So this is possible with placing the paper on that. This is possible with papers, but cardboards basically. A deep blue dyed fabric, and then you place a cardboard with cuttings of these cuttings, not these. These are blocked. These are the open areas on the cardboard. You spray the sodium hydrosulfide and hydroxide solution or the NaOCl solution. This will be, the color will be discharged, will be lighter, and you wash and dry the fabric and fix the color. You will be getting the surface dyeing effect. This is more suitable on the garments, not on the fabrics. And the last in this series is local dyeing effect. This is local dyeing means, as the name implies, you take the colors with a color brush, you apply it on the selective areas of the garment, and then fix the colors as per the technology of dyeing, and that will give you the local dyeing effect as per your requirement. And that's all about this. I don't want to discuss with problems with garment dyeing. We know very well, I think, labor intensive process. These chances, because these are all are manual, chances of hair second set, possible pure second set means that is called second set means it is called the variation rate, possible poor appearance, chances of post shrinkage, poor reproducibility of shades is there, that I have told you. Special care in selection of garment accessories, more material handling, chances of damage or damage of fitted accessories such as zips, buttons, etc. So precautions are required also. If garment is made after designing, scouring, and bleaching of grey fabrics, then dyed in garment form, the severity of the problems will be reduced. If possible, garments should be made from grey fabrics of the same lot and same source. The seams should not be too tight or too loose, especially in the areas containing elastic like waistband, cuff, etc., which may create irregular dye penetration, resulting in irregular dyeing. The garments which are produced from woven and knitted fabrics combination, the knit fabric should be pre-sunk. Otherwise, seam pucker may develop after garment dyeing. So that's the end of the differential coloration of garments. We have to talk about the differential finishing of garments. But if you have any question in this part, then you can ask me. Then I will switch over to the differential finishing of the garments. Anything? Any question? Hello.
Hello, sir. Technique.
No, sir. No, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Can you just about the technique of shibori dye?
Which one?
Shibori.
No. There, I have only give you that very limited few. It is not the everything. It is not everything. Out of this, some other dyes are available, but this technology is not at this moment is not available to me, because I have to prepare. I have to prepare for that. So this is at this moment. If you want, I can tell you afterwards. I can tell you afterwards. But these are the dyeing effects available, because I have to get the slides also for that. Slides mean designs also. I can dye all the garments. It is not like that I have dyed all the garments with all the designs and then I am showing before you. It is that I have collected from different sources. So designs are not available to me at this moment. Only these are available. And if you have any question on these designs, you can ask me. Any other thing afterwards, you can handle it. Okay? You can talk to me after 1-2 days. I can think about that. But I have given you enough designs. Local dyeing, surface dyeing, is called batik dyeing. Batik dyeing, you know the name well, very well. But this is not the batik dyeing effect so easily can be produced. This is tulip dye, tie and dye method. This you know, tulip dyeing, but surface dye is something little bit different. The machine has come out like last 10-15 years. Snow dyeing, this is something different. And air dye process, this is totally new. This is totally new. So if you have any questions over these dyeing technologies, I can talk to you. But for other dyeing techniques, you can let me know your question. Now I will reply you definitely. Leave your phone numbers with your this Samriddhi. I will definitely talk to you. Okay. Now tell me about these things if you have.
Okay.
If you have anything about these things, then I will switch over to the finishing section. Actually, these designs are commercially accepted. What I am talking about here, these They are the functional finishes. These are very much old technologies, and we have to come out from these things. But definitely, my discussion will be mostly on garments. That will also, the regions will be there also. Just wait for that. So, introduction to garment finishing. Like garment dyeing, garment finishing refers to textile finishing operations applied to garments to enhance their appearance, comfort, functional performance, overall aesthetics, and finally the end use. It develops some properties in the finished garment that approves an optimum behavior throughout the life of the garment. Without value addition, it is now impossible to survive in this highly competitive and world market. Finishing makes a garment really usable. However, complications associated with finishing in garment stage, in some cases, has paved way for manufacturing garments with finished fabric. Now, first, let us think. First, let us think for the denim. A certain part or a remarkable part of the garments are often produced through denim, using denim. But denim dyeing is something different. Denim dyeing is different from other dyeing of other things. In any mill, denim dyeing mill, the denim section has been kept separate, isolated from the rest part of the industry. And the technology is not sent to other people. Because you can learn it so easily if you don't have your reach there. Anyway, to develop any design on the denim garments, the first theory is that the dye should be kept blocked on the surface of the fabric. On the surface of the fabric. These are different commercial prospects. This is very much important. That try to think one thing. For example, if you can you see this white fabric I am showing here? Can you see it? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
If you see, I suppose I have two fabric samples. All the GSM is same, ends and pips of identical samples and have same size. I want to dye the fabric with 1% shade. In one case, I am allowing the dye to be thoroughly spreaded, thoroughly diffused at each point of the fabric. In another case, I am trying to restrict the movement of the dye on the surface of the fabric. So there is no doubt that where I am restricting the movement to on the surface, that will be dyed with a deep shade. Am I right? This denim dyeing that is based on this technology basically, where the dye is, because we know biopolishing or biowashing effect on denim. So dye is blocked, movement of dye is blocked on the surface only. That is done through ring dyeing. Ring dye. As such, denim is prepared by 2x1 or 3x1 quill through using rotor spun yarns, and worksheet is that is your dyed in slasher machine, slasher dyeing machine, or rope dyeing or loop dyeing. Loop dyeing means a single bath. It is in loop form. It is in rope form. It is also It is in loop form. This is in open. This is called worksheet form. Worksheet slasher dyeing machine. Any machine you can use, no problem. But the most problem is that the dyeing pH should be 10.8 to 11.5. Monophenolate form of indigo. This is not the place to discuss the whole chemistry of the indigo dye. And indigo is the only dye basically for generic denim. The denim can be dyed with any dye, using any sulfur dye, hat dye, or you can say this is called mineral colors or oxidation colors, whatever may be used. But basically, this is dyed with indigo shade, the generic denim, with a pH of 10.8 to 11.5 in monophenolate form of the dye to restrict its movement on the surface of the fabric with practically no diffusion. This is that. The pH is 11, so more blocking on the surface, more deeper shade. If you try to increase the pH, it will be little bit lighter and the spreading of the dye will be more at the inner layers of the fabric. I am talking about fabric. Denim is dyed in work form. So the surplus cross section of the yarn, if you test it, you will be getting this picture. Dye movement has been restricted here. And if you increase the pH here with development of the biphenol compounds of naphthol with indigos, it will be spreaded more like this. And ultimately, if you are going for a pH 3, we are applying more alkali. This is just by increasing the concentration of alkali. All will be biphenolate forms and they have more affinity. So obviously, the fabric will be dyed with the uniform shade. Biopolishing effect on this type of denim or on this type of denim is impossible to show a biopolishing effect. Biopolishing means removing the surface fibers. I am talking about any design through biopolishing if you want to develop. By this is called stone washing, by enzymatic washing, only surface fibers can be removed, but colors cannot be removed so easily. Now, you see, these are the different types of different fading effects of denim: traditional washing, stone washing, acid washing, denim bleaching, enzyme wash or biopolishing. These are all finishing, ozone bleaching, and sandblast. So out of these 7 technologies, 7 basic technologies which are run by the mills. These are by the mills only. What is done? Traditional wash. The traditional one means in this traditional wash, what is done? That is done with your. This is called in the traditional wash. They are using. This is called your cellulose enzymes. This is called traditional wash to remove the fibers from the surface. This is called traditional wash. And if any dye is available on the protruding fibers, that will be removed along with the fiber. So this is called traditional wash or biopolishing. In the stone wash, pumice stones are used of various sizes. If there is a heavy fabric, heavy pumice stones. If there is a lighter fabric, lighter pumice stones. Stone wash effect is one of the oldest but highly demanded as it developed used look on garments. These are the stone washing effects. These are the stone washing effects on a denim garment. Because of varying degree of abrasion in the areas such as waistband, pockets, and the seams, volcanic rocks or pumice stones are used to rub denim or garments during washing to remove surface layer and consequently dye on this layer, offering a worn out look. Color fading through, though less uniform, but is more apparent. Factors affecting the degree of color fading are washing time, stone to garment ratio. These are well known. Size of the stones, That is for finer fabric, stones should be very much smaller in size. If you use bigger stones, fabric will be damaged. Liquor ratio, so lesser the liquor, more the abrasion. Higher the liquor ratio, the lesser the abrasion. So the stones will be available at different parts of at different your distances with respect to the garment and the garment load, how much garment you are processing. The specification of the garment was forget it. Because this is itself a huge topic. Now the problems, process control as well as consistency in quality are difficult to achieve due to variation in quality and size of the stones. Yellowing of garments due to trapping of residues of stones which requires to be removed from denim. Maximum damage of drums in rotary washer because of the repeated stone abrasion. Okay, the drums, the rotary drying machine is used for the purpose, or you can say for tumble dyeing machines also. There will be some damage in the machines also. Strength losses of garments due to abrasion, environmental problems from stone dust, damage to the garment accessories, powder dust coming out of stones is accumulated on the garment during a rough feel and odd look. Garment deterioration also occurs, causing reduced life. Used PV stones need regular disposal. Poor wastewater characteristics. So there is second technology, acid wash. I think these names are very much popular. Names are well known. The names are well known, but the samples are not so easily available. The stones used in the stone wash, what is done here? The stones used in the PV stone wash of denim is replaced with porous PV stones of volcanic origin. Earlier stones in stone wash were solid stones. Here they are porous stones. What is done actually? The fabric is dyed with a vat color or sulfur color or whatever may be the color, dyed with a deeper shade. Then porous stones are taken, that is placed in a solution of sodium hypochlorite or potassium permanganate, strong oxidizing agents, 5 to 10% or 3 to 6%, and those are allowed to stay in the they are kept in the solution for some time. Then what is done? That is, those are abraded on the surface of the fabric. Those are abraded on the surface of the fabric. Due to this, the chemicals, those are applied at different points of the fabric, not all points, at different points of the fabric. You can do better by plating the fabric, and then apply abrading it with the stones. So you'll be getting quite random lines over the fabric on a deep color ground. This is called acid wash, but all up to friction. So it is sure that some strength of the fabric is bound to fall to some extent. Now the acid wash. In acid wash, what is done? Have a tendency to develop yellowness after a wash. Major cause of yellowing is gradual. What is done in acid wash? The potassium permanganate is used. So the main problem is that potassium permanganate is made of manganese. So the manganese that gets deposited. That gets deposited on the fabric, on the backside of the fabric, causing yellowing. That is one of the big problems. So that is less preferred, the acid wash. Now that is called the stone wash. Forget it. It is stone wash fabric. I think I've shown stone wash. What is done? Take a minute. Stone, acid, denim bleaching. Let me go to the next part, actual part. Denim enzyme wash or biopolishing. Forget design. This is enzyme wash or biopolishing. Or this is ozone bleaching. Forget. This hand blast finish. I have to go for stoneless washing of not washing. I am talking about the designing. Yeah. These are the finishing of the denim garments. That is called finishing, not coloration, because these all are obtained through chemical effect. Not any color is applied here. So supersonic white effect. So this, now the few designs will be discussed before you. These designs are produced with specific chemicals. That is specialty chemicals available in textiles. These specialty chemicals are all produced by AATCC, American Association of Textile Chemists and Colorists. Though they prepare these solutions and market it with the brand name Americos. So what is done? You take a denim dye, suppose fan here I have shown here. If you have to super snow effect, then what is done? Americos Denny, this is not dent, this is Denny Excel solution and Denny modified paste. They are mixed uniformly and applied on the denim garments by you take a brush and take the garment, apply the color at different locations that you want to develop the supersonic white effect. After this, what you have to do, and then dry the fabric, simply dry the fabric and neutralize. Those are of alkaline solution, acidic solution, and neutralize the fabric. This white effect will be developed. The whitening effect produced by sodium permanganate is more pronounced than produced by potassium permanganate. It gives snow white discharge effect on applied portion. That means the color is discharged from the applied portions that you have applied with a brush or some other means. The second one, the Van Gogh revivalism. This is again with specific chemical. This chemical is available. That is Americo's Van Gogh revivalism chemical. The name is this. What you have to do? This color is to be applied at different points of the fabric. At different points of the fabric, with a spray gun. With a spray gun, you have to spray the color on different parts of the denim garment, and then you dry it. That's all. Dry it and wash it or neutralize it. This only the chemical will be different, but the effect will be different. Now the engraver embellishment. In this technique, you see this is the basic color of the denim. This is the basic color of the denim. These are the basic colors. These are colors has been discharged. In this technique, design of a flower is engraved on denim garments. Resisting effect is taken into action when the indigo is retained on the certain portion of the garment. It is achieved by applying resist chemicals on the denim. So all American chemicals. Thereafter, the garments are dried and cured at 150 centigrade, followed by bleaching using potassium permanganate solution in wash wheel. It provides resist effect at applied portion only, and the remaining portion becomes light background of indigo. Snow white effect. Here, American denim white, the name of the chemical, that is applied. That is white. That uses white pigment with various print of auxiliaries. That is mixed color paste is available in the market. That is applied at different locations. You will be getting one type of fading effect. You can do it with biopolishing also, or using a cellulose enzyme also on the pant by tying it at different locations and exposing it to enzyme. But with snow white effect can be done manually, and you can vary this called design manually by applying the chemical at different locations as per your requirement. Snow white effect. Fortunately, these type of designs are available very much in the market. Mature to wrinkles. This is another type of denim available in the market, very popular. This concept is used to increase the value addition of garment by creating wrinkle at the required portion of the denim garment. In this American A75, the name of the chemical. This chemical you can purchase, you can apply. Is applied on denim for creating wrinkles of the permanent nature. After conversion to the denim, this is called jeans. Denim means the fabric, and jeans means the product. For example, from the denim. So on the jeans, you just apply this American A75 chemical at the locations, at the specific locations, and nothing, no technology. You dry it and cure it at 1550 centigrade. There will be some shrinkage of the pant there, little bit shrinkage. Permanent crease marks will be developed, or these wrinkles will be developed on the pant. This type of pants are also very much popular in the market. Finished pants. Now scratch loop. This is another type of denim pant available in the market. Garment or any other garment also. It is all these designs are finishing designs are available, can be applied to any garment. But if it is indigo, the color will be discharged very easily. So if you do it, this is American wet look chemical. The name is American wet look chemical. Apply on the denim at specific locations, then you dry and cure it. This will be deeper in shade, such that it looks like this part is wet, has been kept wet. This is color conspiracy. The color, you can say, not uneven dyeing. This is colors can be design, haphazard design. Producing multi-colors on the garment is truly unique for method of cleaning beautiful designs on the garments. Americo's tri-functional dye are specially designed to get cloudy effect on the garment, thus resembling the tie and dye effect. This is not exactly tie and dye. If you see it, there is some sort of that resembles to some extent. Garments are tied with threads at different parts as per the design requirement, and then is treated with light bleach liquor and subsequently with acetic acid. That means light bleach liquor is taken and sprayed at different points with different intensities. So somewhere where there is more spraying, the more discharging of the color will be available there. Less spraying, less discharging of the color available. And some designs, and some parts have not been here. The color has not been applied actually. You are doing it randomly. So maybe some other designs will be produced. So you will be getting a multicolored effect on the fabric through finishing of the jeans or any some other fabric. This is wall wash protector. These are other things. Let me say, this is softly tinted fantasy. These type of things are also available in the market. Jeans are available in the market. This is not the crease marks or scratches. These are some other lines available. Lines available. They also Americo's chemicals. To achieve this effect, the temperature of the drum washer containing denim garments is first raised to 50 centigrade, and Americo's dye mousse is added. And the machine is run for 5 minutes at 50 centigrade, followed by Americo's dye soft addition. The machine is run for another 5 minutes. Sodium chloride is added. The temperature is raised to 75 degrees centigrade and run for 10 to 15 minutes, followed by rinsing, hydro extracting, and thermal drying. You'll be getting these effects. These are very much popular designs available on the market on the denim garments. But it can be done on any garment. If it is dyed with a denim, it will be very simpler to produce this effect. Shaded fantasy effect. These also available with Americo's. They use your micro emulsion, ready to use micro emulsion of metallic sparkle. So you'll be getting metallic sparkles at different points to develop this design. Now, smart colorants, it is very much known about the smart colorants. They change the color. They are influenced by your opening atmosphere, the exposure. For example, temperature, light, or environment. For example, thermochromic colors, photochromic colors, and some other is available. That is your glowing in dark colors. The changes color is temperature. That is photochromic colors means against the light source, and another is your in dark conditions. These are the colors here. This is the thermochromic colors. If you see in high temperature, it will be gray color. If you see at 31 below 31 degrees centigrade, you may get because different colors have different colors. So it is red color, for example. If it is a photochromic color against light source, then you may see under sunlight a green color, light green color. But in the normal light, normal view in the home, you can see a gray color. If it is a glow in dark color, then you see if something is printed or some design is there, that will glow in the dark. So these are if you do with smart colorants, only these effects are available. So these are also used for developing the design during finishing on the fabric. Now let us leave for plasma finish. Forget. So by applying plasma, you scoop out a part of the fabric from the surface. Then you can get the look here. Plasma is low ionized gases. So you can with plasma applying machines, you can apply the ionized gases and can fade out a part of the pants or any other garment to develop a designed garment. Now, other miscellaneous designs, different effects: feather touch finish, rubbery finish, leather finish, flock finish, snow cool finish, thermocat finish, ice wash, water resistant breathable finish, durable press finish. Now, feather touch finish. You see, feather touch finish means what is here? Just a minute. Sorry, the design is not available. Feather touch and ultra soft finishes are commercial names produced by treating with amino, carboxy, or epoxy silicones alone. These are only commercial names. What feather touch finish means? The fabric becomes very soft by applying amino silicones, carboxy silicones, or epoxy silicones. Basically, 3 types of silicones are available in the market. So treating with anyone or in combination or one after another, you can change the limpness of the fabric or softness of the fabric. See, that is such soft. If a feather touches it, you can get the sense of that also. The rubbery finish. Latex, like the suppose for pant that looks like it has been coated with a rubber. That is called rubbery finish. Rubber latex provides glossy, crispy handle with characteristic rubbery effect, which are durable. This effect gaining much more importance among the youngsters. It is necessary to prepare aqueous baths with emulsions or micro-emulsion or silicone softener. The advantage of micro-emulsions in their thermodynamic stability. These emulsions are applied during using jets. Many catching names such as biopolished and rubbery touch finish, enzyme biopolish and rubbery touch finishes are quite common. This is done by means of basically applying micro emulsions of silicones. Now leather finish. The leather finish it is used in combination with enzyme wash. Enzyme washed and leather finished, biopolished and leather. These are the names, commercial names. For leather finishing, polyurethane 2.5 to 3.5% on weight of the fabric softener is used along with a special catalyst on weight of fabric. Process flow is for leather finishes. Dip the garment in the polyurethane bath, then hydro extract, then cure at 150 centigrade, exhaust or tumble it, hydro extract and cure. These are leather type of finish. The fabric will look like a leather made of leather. The flock finish or velvet finish. The finish looks like velvet. The finish is used for inexpensive, or this is called production of high quality shades, high quality suede, velvet, velour or imitation. Flock is short pieces of monofilament, that is soft fiber material made of viscose, polyamide, polyacrylonitrile acetate natural fibers. Basically, these are the fibers, basically fibers or metals. These are applied on the garment, and ultimately, after the application, you apply it with using an adhesive actually, and dry it for 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, and excess flock is removed. The shade may be like this. But one thing is definite: the effects cannot be reproduced so easily. But if you're doing it with ultimate, you're taking ultimate precautions, the designs can be somehow reproduced. This is called velvet finish also. Now the snow cool finish. I don't have a slide of snow cool finish. Rise in temperature with humidity causes sweating. This is a natural process of our body to maintain the temperature. The body temperature maintenance is done with the help of snow cool finish. The sweat, when it evaporates, takes along with heat equivalent to heat of evaporation of water, thereby maintaining the temperature of the body. The snow cool finish uses the moisture management routes, that is, it enhances the natural phenomena of sweat evaporation. Snow cool SBR liquid. This is the name of the chemical. A non-ionic polymer solution which produces permanent cooling effect on treated fabric by effective moisture management. Moisture management means when sweat is produced, it evaporates the moisture very quickly, taking out this is called the heat from withdrawing the heat from the body, and the garment looks like very much cooler, in particularly your summer or hot seasons. So this is called snow cool finish. The thermocat finish, this uses a finishing agent for producing heat retaining effect. Very cold areas, or tropical areas with in winter, especially winter, and when applied to the fabric, keeps it warm. It produces heat retaining effect due to infrared radiation owing to its porosity. Process: garment is padded with thermocat finishing chemical, 300 to 100 gram per liter, dried at 80 centigrade for 2 minutes, and cured at 130 centigrade for 2 minutes. Ice wash. In this method of garment finishing, stones are used as a vehicle to deposit a chemical of garments to strip off the color. The surface deposit of chemical removes the color only in the outer surface of the garment and produces a frosted appearance. You see, this is the appearance of the garment. This one. Indigo and selected sulfur dyes are currently the most important dyes for this effect. Ice wash. Soak stones in solutions of potassium permanganate for 1 to 2 hours. Concentrations ranging from 1.5 to 5% are being used commercially. 5 to 10% NaCl can be used in place of KMnO4, potassium permanganate. Place stones and garments in machine. Garments should be scoured or desiced and dried or slightly damped. Damped means slightly treated with steam, little bit. Moisture is there. Tumble for 10 to 10 minutes or until their effects are achieved. Results are dependent upon dye stuff, fabric, concentration of chemicals, stones, additives, and equipment. In some cases, the stones can be reused for another load before resoaking, depending upon their porosity. It is advantageous to transfer the garments to another machine for washing, minimizing the number of machines used for the corrosive process of ice washing. Now, this is the ice wash process. Fill the machine with water and add 1 to 5 grams per liter of any of the shade chemical. Shade chemical means potassium permanganate, or or sodium permanganate. Heat up to 50 degrees centigrade and run for 20 minutes. The process is normally repeated twice to ensure complete removal of the manganese dioxide. When sodium hypochlorite is used, the residual chloride, it should be removed with sodium bisulfite or hydrogen peroxide, because these chemicals can counteract the excess chlorine. Otherwise, this chlorine, if you dry your garment in against heat, the fabric will be corroded. Adding jeans to machinery already charged with after washing chemicals will increase the contrast. Rinse thoroughly, apply softener, tumble dry, press if required. Water resistant or breathable finish, this is very much well known. That means in this finish, what is done, the fabric is finished with a chemical like Vilan PF or Gilan. These are all this is called quaternary ammonium salts with pyridine or pyridine. So these chemicals, if you apply the fabric with it, it will repel the water from the surface, but allow the air, damp air, to pass through the fabric. So breathable fabric. Breathable means passing of the air through the fabric, but repelling the water. Okay, these are the two chemicals, but for your information, these two chemicals has been banned now, but other softeners are used for the purpose. But these chemicals are very much effective to produce the right breathable fabric. So nothing paired in water repellent with a water repellent chemical, dry 6 to 7 degrees centigrade and cure 120 centigrade for 2 to 3 minutes. This is the fabric where the water on the surface of the fabric that comes out from the fabric, repelled out by the fabric, that gets condensed on the surface and that drops down, and the air that passes through the fabric. Finishes using micro encapsulation technique. I think this is the very important technology nowadays going on in the market, because mostly for application of aromas. I will come in details with these things. The micro encapsulation means you can prepare a capsule, very small micro capsule. Micro capsule means having a sheet and a core. The different technologies are available. At least two basic technologies. One in the case is that you can take your chemical combination to prepare the sheet. You can do it, develop the micro capsule in the bath solution itself, where you are applying different chemicals and dipping in the bath of aromas. The capsules will be formed, trapping the aromas. Now, the permanency of the microcapsule or the finish will depend on the stability of the sheet of the microcapsule. So, the higher the flexibility of the sheet, the better the stability. Otherwise, it will burst out after finishing on the fabric. One. Secondly, pores are available. The aromas may come out from the fabric. But in the microcapsulation technique, basically aromas are applied because it is this is called this is applying alpha, beta, and gamma cyclodextrins. These cyclodextrins are used depending on the size of this is called host or the core. If the size of the host core is very bigger, then we have to go for gamma cyclodextrin. Conveniently, it is beta cyclodextrin is used. Only the basic reason is that is cheaper, but alpha cyclodextrin is very much costlier. That is used for very finer chemicals, having very smaller nano size chemicals. This is alpha cyclodextrin. So this can be used. Either beta cyclodextrin can be used. That can be binded with the fabric. For example, with cyanuric chloride, that can be binded with the fabric, or with citric acid. You take a beta cyclodextrin, bind it with the fabric or garment with your cyanuric chloride or citric acid. Then when it is binded, pass through a solution. Solution means it may be a essential oil. Different essential oils are available. I'll come to the name of those things. That may be possible. or you can pass through other oils or other chemicals to develop some other effect on the surface of the fabric. You see, microcapsules suitable for cosmetic textiles have diameters in the range of about 0.5 to 10 micrometer. Recent finishes happen in garments using these finishes are mostly using essential oils, sandalwood, lemongrass, peppermint, cinnamon, your lavender, jasmine, clove, rosemary, eucalyptus, etc. Number of oils are available. These microabsorbed essential oils can exhibit single or combined finishing effect of the following. Researches are going on worldwide on this part. That is why I am showing it to before you. We know basically for the fragrance finish or aroma finish, but in combination to that, essential oils can they give you moisturizing finish, anti-UV finish, antimicrobial finish, motivative finish. Motivative we know, and mosquito repellent finish. All these finishes may be possible using these essential oils, using beta-cyclodextrin basically, either alone or in combination. In combination means in the same beta-cyclodextrin molecule, you can apply it at the core two oils, or it may be you mix, absorb the beta-cyclodextrin with different oils and mix the microcapsules. Mix the microcapsules to get a compound effect. So this is nothing. You take a spray gun, and you take it the microcapsules in a solution and apply on the fabric and then bind it. These are the application of microcapsules on the fabric. Now this fragrance finish, addition of fragrances to textiles has been carried out for many years in the form of fabric conditioners in the wash and tumble drying to impart a fresh aroma. These effects are relatively short-lived. Numerous attempts have been made by the adding fragrances directly to fiber and fabrics, but all fail to survive one or two wash cycles. Micro-encapsulated fragrances are able to remain on a garment for a specific period of time. That I am talking about. Generally, micro-encapsulated the retaining of the fragrance on the fabric is short-lived for a very short time. But if we do it with a cyclodextrin and binding with thiazolidric chloride or citric acid or with the fabric, then you can get a lengthier your exposure time for the fabric, lengthy time for the aroma release of aroma from the fabric. Stability of the aroma will be more. Now moisturizing finish. This is to increase the moisture retaining property of the garment. That can be done by sweet almond that protects the skin against the cold and external aggressions. This is possible. Or is the avocado. This is for regenerates dehydrated skin. Next one is your aloe vera for dry skin or to treat cuts, burns in external applications, or a moisturizing effect or soothing effect. Jojoba oil for moisturizing the skin. Apply on the fabric, and this is your 5 minutes. This is squalene derived from olive oil. This ingredient balances the moisture and fat content of skin. Now this is effect of treated and untreated socks with moisturized microcapsules. Thank you. Now unfortunately some of the finishes or some of the dyings for garments that you are asking, I have already given you the commercial designs for the garments. Different houses available to design the garment, production houses. We have collected from there. But for some others are also available, which are practices in the small dye houses, or you can say this is called your home science departments. Some of the things are practiced. That is why this textile technology does not recognize those things so easily, because there should be reproducibility of the design. Reproducibility is the most important part. So that if you have anything to ask me, you can raise your point, and I will definitely go through that. I will let you know. Any question if you have. Hello.
Any question from the participant?
Hello.
Someone want to ask anything?
No, ma'am, it was a very good session. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So I think there is no question.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Dr. Chetra from NIT Jalandhar. So my question is, as you had mentioned, there are some softeners that give the feather finish and that ultra soft finish to the fabrics. So there is, because as we know, there are the three types of the softeners are there. So which softener is more suitable and which is more eco-friendly if we are going for any softener, if we are require the feather finish to the textile products?
Any question you are asking, please? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hello?
Is I
Yes?
Sir, there is a question.
Huh?
Is I audible now?
Yeah, you are
Yes,
audible.
you are
Please.
audible,
Please,
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
I had actually phone call that is why I was not attending your question.
Okay.
So please repeat. Yeah.
Yeah, please. I'm just asking, as you had mentioned, there are the softeners that we can get the feather finish or ultra soft finish to the fabric. So my theory that there's a three kind of the softeners we are using. But as according to that, like the sustainability or maybe that environment friendly. So which softener is more suitable that point of view also, and that we are using in the industry also, because
No.
we have
You see, just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Actually this is for softening purposes or what purposes? What is the
softening and
purpose?
for softening, as you had mentioned, that ultra softness to the fabric. Yeah, feather
Yeah.
finish.
You see. You can know from one supplier is there in India, Resil from Bangalore. You note down the name Resil. This is the most important softener producing company. Actually, they mix up different. I have given you three types of softeners are available: amino softeners, carboxylic acid softeners, and this is called epoxy softeners.
Yeah.
If you want to know a little bit more about it, you can read the book Chemical Finishing of Textiles by Woodhead. Very short chapter. I am just giving you the reference of where you have to read very minimum. You read it. Something will be available there. These three types of softeners are basically available in the market. If you mix these three softeners, then you can get different types of softening effects.
But what about that, like the side effects? So because it also we know the softeners also may are adverse to the textile also as well as the environment. That point of view, I'm asking.
No, you are very much right. Softeners. That is why, for your kind information, that is why there is a parallel technology that is decatizing. Do you know decatizing?
Yes.
Decatizing is done to avoid those things. Particularly cotton fabric or woolen fabrics are decatized. Those are not treated with softening chemicals generally.
Yeah.
Decatizing is more important than your softening. Actually, because softening is not a chemical finish actually as such. Because very simple chemicals are added, very limited concentration is applied, but you go for better softening, don't add softeners. Now tell me.
Okay, yeah, fine. Thank you, sir.
This is eco-friendly also, fully.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Anything more?
Sir, sometimes we can also add the emulsion with the softener. So it is good practice or not?
Sometimes we
add a emulsion with the softener, like silicone softener is there. We can also add a polyethylene emulsion.
For information, sometimes let us go for anti-crease finish. In the anti-crease finish with DMDHU, we apply DMDHU basically. The number of finishes have come out, like citric acid finish, like you tell me, malic acid finish, like I am just forgetting. A lot of chemicals have come out, but all the chemicals have a problem to make a crosslink with cotton. There is a significant fall in strength of the fabric. The fabric becomes stiffer, and in that case, we have to go for an emulsion, polyethylene emulsion maybe, or silicone emulsion in the fabric, just to retain its handle. If you apply the polyethylene emulsion, some strength retaining will be. You can retain some strength of the fabric. You can reduce the strength of the. You can reduce the falling strength of the fabric. But we are bound to do it to save the fabric. As such, we have no intention to add these chemicals if those are not required. For information, you're getting me?
Okay. Yes. Sir.
In the anti-crease finishing, when you are applying the fabric, loses huge strength. DMDHC causes a falling strength. I have studied up to 60% for your information. 60%. People say other data, but if you apply this polyethylene finish, means that is a polymer, so that attracts different parts of the fabric, that stretches different parts of the fabric and makes it more extendable. That means more strength. You have to put more load to break it.
Yes.
But
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
except that finish, we are never using these things anywhere. Okay.
Okay.
So decad
Yes.
for cotton and wool, first decadizing, then application of softeners if you need. Otherwise, not.
Okay, sir.
Anything more questions?
Is there any question? Sir, I think there is no question, even in the chat box. So we can finish it now. Thank
So
you,
should
sir,
I-
for enlightening us. Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Let me come out to face to face, not share. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now tell me if any questions again. Do they have?
There is no question.
There's no question.
No, sir, there is no question. No one is having any question, I think.
If there is no lecture available after this, then no slots are there after this, then you can give them 1 minute, 2 minutes hardly.
Yes, sir. Now, if any participant want to ask any question, they can ask.
No, ma'am.
So there is no question.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us with this topic. Your slides have given us a wide look at the chemical processing sector of textile design. As in this
This is
FDP,
basically non-textile. This is basically non-textile area.
Yes, sir. Actually, we are trying to cover all the parts of the textile design related to textile design. So with this topic, we have covered about the chemical processing. I think every participant has gained knowledge about it. So thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your time. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
For tomorrow, the session will start at 9:30 as per the schedule given in the brochure. So be present at 9:30. Thank you.
Okay, madam.